Well, hello, it's All Round Cricketer. We are returning for another round of SRL Asia Pacific. It is the Chinese Grand Prix this week, and we have a bigger grid than last. Thank God for that. Again, in the commentary box this week, it's Formula Fish, and yes, he has included his audio.
I have got my audio working this week. Oh, what a mess last week was with that.
Yeah, yes.
No drivers out of the pits yet. That's a surprise.
Getting their setup sorted. Obviously, we've seen a
first car's to flinch.
We've seen
first car to flinch is
Mitchie. We've seen a spectacular Chinese Grand Prix just last weekend from Daniel Ricciardo. Hopefully, we can see some fireworks on the track here tonight. But again, obviously, it's a high wear track for tyres, and really honestly want to be starting on the softs, I think, here, and I'll be surprised at
for sure
how many people will two-stop, because it is possible to do a one-stop here. You've got to have the right setup. We'll see how these guys go tonight.
Depends who you are and how your tyre wear is, though. And also, of course, it's a lot easier to do on a wheel because you've got more more control over how much steering input you can put in.
Yep.
Oh, Zedona's already retired.
Now, that is Zedona. Obviously, he had a qualifying ban last week present, so that has rolled over. So we'll have 15 for qualifying. And we'll see how we go. A lot of people away last week, obviously. And Owens is here for his first Grand Prix of this season. So a massive welcome to him. Hopefully he can do a good job.
It'll be interesting to see where he is compared to everyone else, because I know back in ASR he was always one to watch.
Even I think last season in SRL and TOR, I think he was in as well. He was pretty quick, had the pace. So
yeah,
it'd be interesting to see how
he
goes.
Mitchie will be lucky there if he hasn't got a corner cut, because he went just wide at the final corner. So.
A long turn 1 into 2 and 3.
Like he's backed off.
Again, obviously, the drivers will probably be pushing through there on their quality laps, and in the race, they'll be lifting and coasting through there because you do not want to scrub the tyres too much. Once again, wing damage around here is catastrophic. You want to avoid that at all costs because it will destroy your race.
I think most people are on their laps now. Just a couple coming out to complete their out laps.
Mitchie's got a bit of an Ayrton Senna technique going at the moment in the corners, smashing the throttle multiple times to avoid the traction loss. Good on him. We'll have a look at who else are on laps. The 2 Ferraris are going.
Oh, Poms for the win has spun coming out of turn 3.
Oh.
I think it's turn 3.
Is that?
I've got no idea what it is because of the stupid way that they classify the corners.
That was about turn 3, turn 4.
Yeah. I think that's turn 6, so it might have been turn 4 on the
He's on a qualifying lap? I'm not sure. Everyone's out. Everyone is out on the supers. I'm really surprised. I thought a few of the front runners would be interested in a soft strategy, but that's very interesting.
I reckon. I know for a fact that New Zealand, Ryan and Warden like to just do like a maybe 70% installation lap on the softest rubber, and then they'll go out and do their full-on lap on the middle tyre,
on the soft tyre. Yep.
Or even if they're quick enough on the slowest tyre, but not many will do that.
So
I don't think I've ever seen anyone do that.
Mitchie laid down the first lap, which is a 34.3, and Zombie Hunter in the Ferrari just got beaten by 8-2 in the Red Bull, so the quick laps are starting to file in.
And there goes Warden, as I suggested.
The championship leader, looking for 3 in a row. He's done a 32.9. Interesting that these guys are going out on the Super Softs and doing their laps. So Tim Murdoch to the final corner. Down to the line, and what can he do? He's gone pole. 2/10. Nice lap.
32.5. impressive lap indeed. Caddy
Put it
foil
on,
on
and
36,
Ryan
not a great lap, but that
immediately
will
goes
improve that.
second, a 10th behind.
See, these guys are putting a lot more effort into their... I thought they'd just do an installation lap like I know they did a fair bit last season.
Looks
I
possibly...
thought they'd honestly do that.
Yeah, go, sorry.
Looks a little bit too quick for them to be doing just installation runs.
Yeah, I would say
then
from
again,
what...
the pace has hotted up a lot. In the
Yeah,
last
I'd say
few
from what they're
months,
doing
so-
here is they're probably going to go straight onto the medium. So, again, obviously, depending on if they're going to be able to beat their time on a soft. Obviously, as the track rubbers up towards the end of the session, it'll be interesting to see as...
And here's Penske.
Mr.
The
Penske
late straggler.
is running a bit
Doing
late
his
today.
usual tactic of starting last and pushing his way up. Oh, who's that retiring? Is that, or is he just moving out of the way for
Anyone's
people?
retired,
Caddy
or just moving out of the way. So a few cars back in the pit lane. Jetson's actually gone 5th, so nice job for him. Owens is a respectable 7th on his first Grand Prix event.
Oh,
yep.
Neon Treedome getting very sideways on the exit of the hairpin.
Out of the hairpin. Can he improve his lap time?
Has he done 2 laps in a row?
I think possibly, yes.
He
He's
does
moved
improve,
to 6.
33.0.
So, Poms is on another out lap. Jared is yet to set a lap. We've got yellows in sector 2. I believe that's for Caddy Foil in the Sauber. Just getting out of the way down the interesting bit of...
I think he must have been listening to us because he's taken it very easy, making sure not to spin up the tyres this week. So, unless he's retiring, making sure to take it easy, sticking off the racing line, very good. Yeah, just making sure he doesn't spin out on those dirty tyres like he did like he struggled last week.
So, Poms will be
Ross
coming around to start his lap soon. Maybe, is he...
Oh no, straight into the
He's
pits.
out of fuel. That's why he's going so slowly. He's out of fuel. Unfortunately for him.
I was wrong then.
I was going to say, I just checked back and he was going very slowly still. So he's going to have to be very wary and possibly activate the AI mode to not get in the way of other drivers.
Owen's on an out lap. Mitchie on an out lap. So
Neon's trying to get back.
Both passes have gone out for a lap.
Neon's trying to get back to the pits in time. He might not be able to.
No, he's safely.
If we remember
Once again, very slidey coming out of the hairpin.
We've got yellows in sector 1. I'm not sure whether that may be for Poms. He's just started his lap.
No, it's not for Poms this time.
But
I don't know who that was for.
If we remember back to...
Poms
goes really wide there, out of 4. We remember back to qualifying for the real Chinese Grand Prix. Daniel Ricciardo had a very interesting engine change after practice 3 and just got out. I think you need about 2 minutes or so to get a lap around here. So Neon should be okay. A few people in the pits.
Yeah, he'll get out easy.
A lot of people in the pit, so Jared is yet to set a lap. I'm wondering if that's strategy or waiting for the optimum. No, he's actually coming out. He's on his way out now. So I was going to say, I was wondering whether he was waiting for the optimum track time or whether he was...
It was Poms for the win on a lap, because it would appear that he's backed off his lap.
Yeah, no, Poms is
on
a lap, I believe, and unfortunately...
That's just the weird lines that the final that turn 13 allows you to take.
Poms might be setting up for his next lap, I think. Maybe he made a mistake. He did run a bit wide a few times, so just scroll back up the
and
field.
It's not a very tidy lap either.
The two McLarens are in the 10 at current, both on out laps. So Eric Boulier and Zach Brown will be very happy with that.
Oh, he's run wide. Turn 2. Coming into turn 3.
Who is on a lap? We've got HO starting
once again
a
getting
lap,
quite
I do
wide.
believe.
Turn 4. Caddy Foil still hasn't got backside. He's not going to get out to do another lap.
unfortunately for him.
Mitchie's on a lap. I don't.
HO is on a lap as well. Owens is on a lap. So there's a few people in the 10 there that are on out laps.
Mitchie improves to 10th with a 33.6.
We've got yellows. The Sauber has just
Cadia
decided to
foil
retire.
retiring.
So try and focus.
Everyone's either retired or out on the track right now.
Yep.
Oh, so the wind getting
On
very
board
started on the
with
exit of the
HO.
hairpin.
Lovely apex from HO to the hairpin. Under a minute left here in qualifying.
Improvement from with a 33.1 for Poms for the win.
Yellows in sector 1. HO doesn't improve enough.
That'd be
He's
Poms retiring.
half a tenth. Poms has decided to
he'd
retire.
be spewing with that gap.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think
Just
HO
starting
might
his lap,
go
and Neon,
again.
I think. Going for starting his lap. Jetson about to start his lap.
Veloce Limitless, of course, the Mr. TRL Limitless is giving Ben his support here today. So, who is going to go again on another lap? 10 seconds left. Ben could possibly get another lap in here as well, by the looks of it. Maybe not. He might be unlucky.
No, he won't. No, he's not going to get another lap in. This is his... I doubt he'd go for a second lap because of tyre wear anyway.
He improves.
That's a very good lap. 32.2.
Very nice
Impressive.
lap. But we've got the two Pink Panthers in 3rd and 4th. They'll be looking to improve as well. And HO is in the mix as well. He has done another lap. There's still yellows in sector 1. I assume that's people retiring. Jetson's looking to improve as well.
So.
Roscoe is 6th in the McLaren. A very nice job from him.
Yes. Very, very tidy lap. 33.0.
HO
Only just betting there on Treedome.
is to the final
I
corner.
believe he's on a lap.
Across the line. HO improves yet again, but just not enough. It is 300ths of a second.
He cannot. He's just that close.
I
So
think
close,
Jared...
not quite getting the biscuit.
Jared is not too happy with his
Neon
lap.
Treedome improving to a 33 flat. Jumping Roscoe now.
Warden by 1,000th of a second beats Tim Marduk to pole at the moment. Ryan is yet to complete his lap. What can he do?
Jetson goes to 4th with a 32.4.
And Ryan absolutely smashes
and Ryan, a 31.9. What a lap.
2.5 tenths quicker than the rest.
Is that Matt? I don't think improved, or only slightly improved his lap.
What a great job from Ryan. He is fighting back here today at the Chinese Grand Prix. Fantastic job. He gets pole. Warden and Tim Marduk. There's not much separating them. HO Jetson
Not at all.
is in 5th. Zombie, Neon, Roscoe, Matt. Owens is in the 10 on his return to the series. Palms 11th. He'll be a bit angry with himself for that result. Jared the 12th. Mitchie, Conrad Strait 14th. Cati 4 15th. And Exodona obviously serving his qualifying ban.
Top 5 are going to be quite close in the race, I reckon, especially those top 4.
Well, top 6
Very
are within a
close in times.
top 6 within a second, and obviously top 5 are half a second. So
Yeah.
perhaps Zombie might have just been a little bit more conservative on his tyres. We'll have to find out. Obviously at the start.
Yeah.
Limitless is correct.
soon
We
see
do have a race. This is going to be a very interesting race for sure. Of course, and it's raining.
Oh, rain.
This
Great
is going
equaliser.
to throw up some interesting
gonna throw-
strategies here.
A couple of guys. This will throw, I reckon. I'm probably about to jinx them, but I reckon Neon and Zombie will be ones to watch. And I think Poms is alright in the wet as well. So, Penske, I think, also does well in the wet. I think, especially on F1 2016, he was good at avoiding chaos, and that always ensues in the wet. So,
yeah, definitely. I think that's possibly why we seen not as many low 30s as possible in quali. Everyone's leaving the grid very cautiously, testing the grip level.
the Pink Panthers doing a very clever thing there. They both took off as hard as they could on the formation lap. Maybe that's why we were seeing people doing second laps on their super softs, and why everyone went for super softs, because they could see the rain was coming.
Yes.
Because of course in their telemetry they see the weather for the race, and I know with myself the first thing I'd always check was the weather for the race.
Yeah. Well, we didn't receive a weather report from anyone, surprisingly enough. So it'll be one to watch for sure. I was having a joke with the boys before. I said, oh, it would be a bit funny if all you guys are doing some dry practice and it turns out to be wet race. And it appears I am a bit of a
jinxed them.
Well, a magician. I'm still a foreteller of what was to come.
Could see a bit of a 2016 what's the word? A 2016-esque race here, because it's inter conditions. Whether it dries out or not, I'm not sure, but
yeah, definitely.
Certainly be interesting to see what gets thrown up.
And again, avoiding.
What happened there? Did they collide?
I'm not sure. Maybe they ran into each other, but it will be again very important to avoid front wing damage on the first corner, because it's so long and it winds around so much. It's very easy, as we saw in 2016, for damage to be had.
Incidents to happen.
Yes, it was. Kvyat went the old torpedo, took out Vettel.
And again, also, I mean, didn't quite happen at turn 1, but also this year as well, Verstappen and Vettel showing how easy it is just for you to slightly misjudge your braking, and you've destroyed 2 races. So
that's right.
Otherwise, Verstappen would have easily won that race, as Ricciardo did. So
we're getting the 5 lights.
Got the lights out, and eventually away we go. A bit of a delayed start.
A bit of a slow start. Pink Panthers trying to cover off the Ferrari. It's all good into turn 1 so far.
On the outside.
Bit of contact between Zombie and the Red Bull, as Roscoe's trying to find his way through.
Going wide as well.
Jetson's just absolutely sent it down the inside of HO. What a good job. He's moved up to 4th. And it's getting feisty. It's 3 wide down to turn 6 here. Yep, that was how it was going to end. Contact between the
Zombie Hunter.
Williams.
Oh, and there's an
Penske
absolute car park at turn 6.
I think that was it was Jared, actually.
Penske forcing
turn
Sedona
6.
wide, and that was very close there for Sedona.
So
he had a massive tank slapper.
Mr. Penske's made up the most positions so far, 5 positions in the back of the grid. Good job, kept out of trouble.
As I said, he's good at keeping out of trouble in these.
Jared is trying to get down the inside of Poms. It doesn't work out. So we've got a lively battles down the grid as Jetson runs massively wide at the exit of the bowl. And looks like HO's got the run. Breeze past.
Jared got Poms down the inside eventually, making use of the long corner to sneak up the inside. Penske's having a look up the inside as well. He's sent it, and he looks like he's about to pull it off on his teammate. No, it's not. Sorry, I was wrong there.
Owens has moved past Roscoe.
That's on Mitchie. And Zombie Hunter's gone around the outside of Penske.
So Zombies had a
doesn't look like it's worked.
Zombies had a shocking first lap with that 3 wide action into turn 5, and I'm afraid it's just not very smart. You don't need to be taking those risks so early on. And
massive save there for Zombie. He just had a massive tank slapper into turn 1 behind Penske. Huge tank slapper. Matt getting past Conrad. Roscoe and Owens going just about side by side into turn 7. Pretty much side by side. Though it looks like Roscoe's just about held on to us.
There's a bit of a juicy battle here for 7th, because the Mercedes of Jared is getting involved. It's holding him up. He's down the inside. He's got the cross. He's got the overlap.
Very opportunistic there from Jared, and he's got him.
Got the overlap covering. Jared sends it. Roscoe sends, locks up. He wanted the position back too much. It's a big mistake, and he's going to possibly lose 3 positions here. Out of all that.
Sliding like that.
He just wanted the position.
The one that's going to benefit most here is going to be...
Zombies round! Zombies round! In the background, I just seen it. He just went around in the background. That is unfortunate.
Where is he?
He was in the bowl, just exiting the bowl. He lost the traction, and he went around.
Has he... Can't see his car to see if there's any damage.
He hasn't got any damage, don't think so. He did it all on his own. He just went around. So back to the front. Ryan has pulled it out.
Yeah, it doesn't appear that he's got damage, but of course he knows. He'd know more than what I do, so...
That's right. So he's pulled a 1.5 second gap over Warden. Warden possibly struggling with some dirty air maybe, because Ben is right on him early on. And Jetson is consolidating fourth.
No one's getting away from anyone.
No, it's a bit stable at the moment. HO is trying to get closer to Jetson.
He's very close.
I don't think anyone's had any corner cut penalties yet. It's a surprise. Berserk asks, is the race
also very close to his teammates
going to be wet till the end, or is it going to dry up? Well, we don't know, because no one told us the weather. So thank you very much to those drivers who could have sent us the weather but didn't. It is okay.
Ah, well. Makes it more interesting for us.
Yeah, exactly. That's
what it
right.
does.
We don't know what's going to happen, so keeps it interesting.
Conrad appears to be all over the back of Matt, so I'd suggest Matt might have a little bit of front wing damage, maybe just a touch. And of course, with this game, it's even if you've only got a touch of damage, it makes it like hell.
Still a bit of a battle going for 7th at the moment.
Struggling to get the power down at a 13. In the back of Cadillac. Is Penske going to have a big dive bomb into turn 14? He's thought about it, but he's thought better of it. Oh!
It's going to be a battle here for 10th as well by the looks of it, because Roscoe is really struggling in a McLaren.
And Zedona's got past Katia Foyle for P13. Unlucky for some.
So, serving his qualifying ban, obviously, from last week. So
that's obviously hurting. Oh, Katia Foyle might send it down the inside. Nope, thinks better of it.
We'll scroll back up the field. We got a bit of a
this
train.
Battle going up to 8th.
Yeah.
This is intense.
It's just what I'm going to say.
It's also a battle for 3rd here.
Yeah, Poms
Jetson's all over the back of Team at Marta.
Drifted. Poms has drifted. We'll have a look at that one up the front. Looks like Ben might just be struggling slightly in the rain.
I think it looks like everyone's struggling in the rain because no one's able to keep their cars in a straight line at this stage.
Yeah, and there's not much clear sky though from what I've seen as well. It looks like it's going to stay wet for a considerable amount of time.
Certainly for at least another 10 or so laps.
still a little bit grey, but I mean, again, we don't know what's going to happen.
Oh, there's a
yet.
couple of little breaks in the sky, so maybe it's only. Then let's. Oh, Ben runs wide. Though this might help him on exit because slow in, fast out technique.
The Verstappen line. Oh, he turned in massively early there. No corner cut.
Fastest lap for Warden. He's just he's slowly catching up very minusculely onto New Zealand Ryan and maintaining his gap to Team at Marduk as well.
Well, Warden's trying to chase his teammate down. He wants the 3rd race win in a row, but Ryan wants to get back
Tom's is
onto
coming for a pit stop
the podium
for a
list.
new front wing, so he obviously has some sort of front wing damage.
The Sauber and the Toro Rosso there just got together. Sorry, on the exit of turn 1. So clearly Conrad thinks he's quicker than the Sauber. Can't get by at the moment. Mitchie down the inside of Penske at turn 6. He's forced him wide, got to position.
I wish I'd seen the start of that. It might have been a bit of a... Oh, Ben got very sideways on the exit of... What's that? Turn 10? Turn 11? Something like that. Turn 10.
Well, the bowl is 13, so I assume it was possibly turn 9 or something maybe?
I think it was turn 10.
Jetson is close. Of course, no DRS yet in the wet conditions.
No DRS unless it dries out. A lot of drivers seem... Everyone seems to have quite a bit of fuel to burn as well.
Ben went really wide, but he's getting the traction on the exit, so he's just doing enough at the moment to keep in front. A bit squirrely on the exit there as well.
And a 3-second time penalty for Ben, so maybe he's just getting a little bit sideways.
Just overdriving the car
too sideways
slightly.
Out of the corners.
Wide.
Oh,
very wide.
Sent it there, but very close. This is where the situational awareness of computers is non-existent, because if you're running wide because of the wet conditions, you shouldn't be getting penalties. But what can you do? It's computers. Computers don't have situational awareness. So unfortunately, he's just going to have to live with that because there's nothing you can do about it.
The 2 Red Bulls are holding 5th and 6th quite comfortably, as is Jared and Owens. And Roscoe's in 9th, and Penske and Mitchie here having
just gone up the inside.
Yeah, I was
at
just
the
going to say...
same corner as they overtook it as the last swap positions as well. So
yeah, I was just going to say they're having a nice little battle here for 10th, the last points paying position, I think Penske must have got back past down the back straight at the hairpin.
Down the inside at turn 6 because Penske just overtook him. Oh, damn it, Marduk just getting a poorer run onto the straight than Jetson. Jetson sticking in that slipstream. I reckon he's going to get him at the end of this back straight. He's alongside.
On board.
Alongside, up the inside. Just don't outbrake yourself and don't Verstappen it.
Squeezed. He squeezed him. Ben wants the traction on the exit.
The go-kart lines are just so much better in the wet. Even though there's no real go-kart line in this game. So if he keeps running wide like that, he's just going to get another penalty. His old team at Marduk. So
track extending.
Just got to be so careful.
The gap at the front's just pretty steady at the
moment. 1.8. At turn 1 for Ben.
Just trying to keep track of what's happening down the field. Mitchie and Penske still going at it. That's still one of the closest battles we've got at the moment. So they look like they're pretty evenly matched in terms of pace in these wet conditions. Penske
it's interesting the different lines that people take in the wet.
Yeah, it is interesting because, of course, you want to square it up. We've got yellows.
We've got yellow flag.
Sector
Looks like
1.
Conrod's had a. No, it wasn't
coming
might
together.
Have been Conrod had a little moment.
He's got some wing
Maybe
damage. I think
foil.
I think he's had some...
No, he doesn't have wing damage, does he? Oh no, there's
Yeah,
carrier
no,
foil.
yes, he does
Yeah,
on the
no,
right-hand side.
I'd say there's been a collision between those two. And as I was thinking, Mitchie got past Penske again, although Penske might be having a look down the inside at turn 9. Yeah,
Probably
turn
try
9.
and
or
set
even
him up
over
for...
and under into turn 10.
He might be trying to set him up for a good run down the back straight for the hairpin.
Down the straight, yeah.
So let's see what he can do.
Oh,
Puts it down the inside.
Oh,
Wow.
what a move!
To quote Ricardo,
I did not expect to see that. That's
to quote
a
Ricardo,
move and
he
a half.
licked the stamp and sent it.
Oh,
Sent it.
absolutely.
And credit to Mitchie though, gave him the room, but Mitchie
yeah.
got a way better run.
Mitchie's got him back on the straight.
Got
Signed, sealed, and delivered. Oh,
He's back
is
in
he going to
front.
send it again? He
Penske.
sent it again,
Well,
and he's got it pulled up as well.
this is some really good racing at the moment.
This is some excellent racing, and this is for 1 point.
That's right. I think there's been a bit of a position change. No, there hasn't, but HS caught up to Jetson just up the front. Well, we're looking.
Jetson's just fallen off the back of Tim at Marduk at this stage,
Yeah,
so Zadona's right on the back of this battle now with Mitchie and Penske, so he's benefited from their
oh, he's gone down the
battling,
inside.
and he's sent it down the inside at 3, turn 2.
That's
sorry.
turn 3 they're exiting now. This is turn 4 coming up.
I hate
Side
the
by
way
side
these
on the
are
exit.
called.
Wheels banging.
Big tank slapper.
Very aggressive.
And he's got the move done.
Penske
So Penske looks
looking-
to have sent it down the inside again. Bit of contact. And forces him wide. Matt's also is buying into this.
trying to buy into this. It's just with that little battling with
Who would've-
Exodona getting involved. It's just
Who would have thought
let
they would
Mitchie
have fought
escape.
so hard? Who would have thought they would fight so hard for a singular point?
Well, that's what you
Then
have to
again,
do.
when that's all you're fighting for.
Of course, Penske, I think, missed last week as well, so he'll be wanting to
Yeah.
finish in the points again. He'll be trying desperately hard. He had a really good result
Exodona
in...
has a lot of confidence on those brakes right now as well.
Yeah, I was going to say Penske had a really good result in AOR last weekend, finished 4th, so he's riding a bit of a high.
Yeah.
Scroll back up the front. Jared is caught up to the back of the second Red Bull of Neon Tree Dome.
It looks like Penske's going to go for another... Oh, Mitchie blocks him off. Might be going for a bit of an over and under here. Turns in early and over and under, and hasn't quite sent the stamp yet, but... Oh, yes, he has. He's got him.
He's got it. Mitchie's into the
Mitchie's gone
pits.
into the pits.
So this is interesting,
an
mate.
undercut, possibly.
Possibly the race is going to be wet for the rest of it.
Yeah, there's a little bit more blue in the sky, but it's not significant.
Yeah, it's not enough. The track, it's still raining pretty consistently, and the track is still pretty wet. So
Yeah.
you'd be a very brave
Could
man
possi-
to try the dry line on,
As I said
on a
10
dry
laps
tyre.
ago, it might be another 10 laps. It depends on how quickly this cloud cover disappears, though.
Yeah, that's right. So those guys still going for 10th. We're going to go back up the field.
Meanwhile, Jared's still right on the back of Neon Tree Dome. And all this battling has let HO get away from Neon Tree Dome, which I think he'd already done anyway.
And the gaps have settled between 3rd, 4th and 5th. So,
Yes.
and the lead is, well, Ryan's pulled out of 10th. But these two at the front are pretty consistent. Which is good
They're
to see.
consistent. Team at Marduk's just fallen behind, presumably with the battling with Jetson, because since then the gap seems to have levelled out a little bit. And I think Ben's just managed to just stop overdriving the car a little bit now that Jetson's not right on his tail. Oh, Neon's gone straight on, presumably trying to outbrake Jared at the hairpin.
Oh,
What the heck's going on there?
So he's got some damage. So possibly coming together with Jared
Definitely pinning this lap.
into the pits.
Oh, we've got a move here between Matt and Zadona. Side by side coming into the final corner. space left. Zidona
Both went
on
wide.
The inside. No, Zidona stayed on the track. On my screen, at least.
Oh, no, well, they both track extended on my screen. So anyway, we got lovely battle here.
That's really hurt Neon Tredome in the pits because he's now going to come out behind Zombie Hunter. So.
Zombie's trying
and
to...
Poms, by the looks of things.
Zombie's
It's
trying
going to
to
be
do the
very
rescue
close
job.
between Neon and Poms.
He's going to go around the outside. He's going to try. Couldn't get it done, I don't think. Well defended there from
Don't forget
Neon.
the tyre advantage, though, that Poms should have with temperature.
Yeah,
especially just coming out of the pits. That
and the tyres are scrubbed. The tyres are scrubbed.
As well. Exactly. So they won't have the slippery surface. Even though I don't know if that effect actually happens on this game. And you can see it just from the confidence on the brakes that Poms has compared to Neon.
So the midfield is pretty stale at the moment. We're not getting much battles.
Still a little bit of a battle between Zidona and Penske.
And Ben is just...
Oh, there's contact! He's giving him a little bump. I don't know whether Zidona's got front wing damage there, but Penske very lucky to get away with while keeping the position.
I was about to...
Oh, there's a loss! Zidona and Matt have got caught up on each other. Zidona just spun round at the exit of the corner and Matt just unfortunately got caught up with him.
Well, that is free position for Zombie.
Zombie Hunter will be licking his lips after that. So unfortunate for Matt because now he's got a pit for a new front wing just because he was just in the wrong place at the wrong time with Zidona.
And it relieves the pressure off Mr. Penske
majorly
in ninth, so he can roll on and do his thing.
Don't know whether... Yeah, both Zidona and Matt have both come into the pits. So I dare say that they're not going to be too happy with each other after the race. There'll be a couple of words between them, I would imagine. So Poms for the win, right on the back of Neon Tredome now. This is for 11th place.
Back through the front.
Whilst it's not points yet, there's still a long way to go, so anything could happen. Anyone could have an accident.
Well, Ryan's pushed his
gap.
So Ryan at the front's pushed his gap. It's 2.7.
Yeah.
And he set fastest lap of the race just before.
Just a moment ago, yeah.
So he is flying along.
Oh! Poms for the win, getting very close to the back of Neon Tredome.
We'll go back down the grid. Have a...
Conrod's right on the back of Zidona, and Matt's right on the back of Conrod, so it's a little bit of a ding-dong battle here.
So those guys
Conrod
will be
might have a look here.
very disappointed.
Conrod sent it, and dare I say he's got the position as well. What a move by Conrod. Impressive. Poms down the inside of Neon Tredome while that's going on. Side by side through turn 12.
Neon defending.
And Neon just edges back ahead at turn 13, though Poms might have the slightly better exit, and he'll definitely have the advantage of the slipstream. Which, of course, is why Neon's moving straight to the inside.
He's definitely got it.
And now it's just interesting to see who will be stronger under brakes.
Poms holds his line.
Both managed to get it pulled up. So Poms for the win has finally gotten past Neon Tredome.
So Poms' recovery drive as well continues. Was there contact?
Close between
possibly
Zidona
contact on
Matt
the
there.
exit there between Poms and Neon. I'm not too sure.
It didn't look like there was. So but Zidona and Matt are back at it after the pits. They're side by side coming out of turn 13 again. And there was just a little bit of contact, and they've both run wide again.
Wheel banging.
At the final corner.
Xenona being very aggressive, trying to keep his position. Back to the front, Ryan is stretching the advantage once again. 3.6.
Got some massive. He's pulled some massive gains over Warden. He's gained a second in that last lap or so.
He's probably just looked after tyres a bit better maybe early on, and now he's starting to pull away.
That being said, I think Warden's just... Warden's coming for a pit stop.
Warden going on the undercut.
Lucky there's no gravel anymore because he would have done a. He would have done a Hamilton otherwise.
Yes, he would have. So Warden pits Jetson is reasonably close to Ben, still in his second.
I'd imagine he'll come out. He'll come out very close with Roscoe, I reckon.
He should be out. Roscoe's
Jared's
pitting anyway. Roscoe's pitting, so there's a
Jared,
gap.
Yeah, massive gap. Owens has come out just ahead of Warden, so
we're starting to see the pit stop phase here.
yeah, it's starting to get a bit interesting. We'll be able to see now who's looked after their tyres and who has to push their tyres. Who we might possibly see a puncture or two if someone tries to push too hard for a one stop.
So the gap currently is 26 seconds, and I think the pit stop time is about 22, 23 seconds. I think it was 22 seconds is a good pit stop around here. So
Neon's pushed wide.
It'd be interesting to see. Ryan has the gap to his teammate.
Jetson's caught back up to Tam at Marduk, so just calling something interesting.
So what
and
is
Owens
Ryan?
Is right on the back of Warden, though I think
Ryan
just
is
got away
staying out.
now.
Ryan is staying out.
It'll be interesting to see what happens here if one of these guys comes in, will the other. Jetson looked like he was going to go for the corner there, but he's seen Ben coming for the pits and decided to come for the pits himself. Oh,
Ben, Jetson, and Acho are all into the pits, and I think that was a bit of gamesmanship there. Ben wanted to make sure he got the safety car line, and Jetson really got slowed down a lot in that process.
Jetson really wanted to do a Sebastian Vettel from, I think it was it 2016?
Well, Verstappen went around, I think, Gasly in the pits at Chinese Grand Prix last weekend, so he's trying to do that move.
Yeah.
Warden's jumped
what he's trying to do.
Those guys, so pit stop phase is well and truly in momentum.
And by jumped, that's he's made. I don't know. That's about the same actually.
Well, it's just under 25 seconds from Warden to the lead of the race, so we'll keep an eye on that one.
I think New Zealand Ryan needs to pit now if he wants to come out ahead of Warden.
Well,
that's not an option. That's a requirement now.
I think if he wants to keep the lead, he's gonna have to pit very shortly because there's obviously depending on he'll come out behind Jared.
The gap's only 24.5 seconds.
At this stage, he'll come out close behind Jared. So just
and if he's going to run wide like that.
There's one viewer, Chamber 36. Warden already made 1.1 seconds on Ryan, and Ryan is into the pits. He knows. So keep an eye on this one. What is going to happen? What is Jared going to do? He's probably going to come out somewhere between Acho and Penske.
Jared's also good.
Jared is in. So here we go. This is the time. Warden.
Yeah.
Coming to the end of the pit lane. Here comes Ryan, though.
Oh, it's going to be very close between the Panthers. So I think
Ryan just
Warden
beats him out.
might just have him on tyre temperature, but Ryan's got him on track position. It'll be interesting to see whether these guys fight each other, because they've gained 5 seconds on Team at Marduk, so they've gained 5 seconds on Ben.
Yeah.
So now all they've got to do is just take it easy and just stroll their way to the end effectively.
Well, I think they'll still battle each other because Warden wants to win. Remember, so
that's true. Warden's got a championship. He's in the lead of here. Nothing could make him happier than having 75 points after 3 races.
Ryan, of course, is the.
But then also Ryan
the defending series champion.
Victory to get himself back right into the fight. He's only thereabouts. He's not at this stage. He's not exactly where he wants to be in the championship. He had a tough race in Australia, and he had a very good comeback race. Oh, he had good comeback race in both, really. I think finishing third in both.
So after that pit stop phase, ironically, third, fourth, and fifth are still equally placed. It's very interesting that. Obviously, Jared's come back out.
Well, they all pitted at the same time. I think that's why.
Jared's a fair way behind. Poms has made it back up to 8th, but he's going to struggle at the end on those tyres, I feel.
Fastest lap of the race by a good second, almost. So that's
Neon,
where Warden's gained his time.
Neon is challenging Poms for 8th, and Penske has pitted as well. So pretty much
Sedona's right on the back of Matt still. So they're still at it.
Everyone's pitted so far. So Pink Panther teammates. Yeah, go.
Yeah, I don't know what's happened with Neon there, but he was losing a lot of time to Alex on the straight. So whether he got a bad run or what, I don't know. Oh, Neon's going for an undercut.
So Neon is into the pits. This would be an overcut, would it, or
undercut?
Well, he's already stopped once, so Neon's stopping again. Remember, so this is
Neon. They had to stop early, so Neon and Poms are on a 2-stop.
He's trying to give himself the tyre grip at the end, and we've just got a battle between the Ferrari and the Williams into turn 1. This is 10th position. Zombie's gonna have his nose chopped. Yes, he was. Very lucky
Bit
to avoid
close
the
for
wing
comfort
damage.
between those two.
Yeah, lucky to avoid the wing damage there, but Penske's defending hard. He's not going to let him through easy. Zombie down the inside.
Is he going to send it?
Not far enough up.
Quite.
Good job,
quite
though.
have the confidence.
Good job from Penske, though, leaving room. He's defending well.
Conrad right on the back of Neon.
He's really come a long way since ASR Season 1.
Absolutely. Didn't Penske come third or something Season 1, though? Just through sheer consistency?
Yeah, I think he had a very good season. And
he had a very good first two seasons there.
He had a lot of good results, but I don't think he was just quite as consistent as he would have liked. But again, he has improved on that, and his recent results are showing. So he's defending hard. He wants that 10th position.
I'll tell you now, he had a better season 1 in ASR than what I did. I only got the singular podium. Season 2 was much happier for me. But
what's going to do?
Back to this battle.
The inside
Zombie
line.
very, very deep around the outside. Just not quite working it out.
He overcooked that one. He tried too hard to go around the long way, and I don't think that was the right way to do it. He's probably
is that Matt's got past
crossback.
Sedona. And now he's right on the back of Conrad Straight, who's dropped off of Neon.
Poms was into the pits as well, so he was trying to avoid the undercut from Neon. It hasn't worked. So
no.
There's going to be a little battle there between the two.
Opening lap. They'll continue their race-long tussle. Zombie Hunter still right on the back of Penske's, who got a poor run out of turn 4. Oh, just defending to the inside.
Penske's driving a very good defensive race here. Zombie just looks like he's got more grip. He's going to get down the inside, but they're going to go side by side almost.
Well held around the outside there from Penske. Because as we've seen in the real life race, it's not easy to defend around the outside there. As we saw with Verstappen. Even though he wasn't really defending still.
Back up the grid, one viewer chamber again. He's just noted that Ben needs to pull 3-second gap because he has a penalty.
That's right, he does too.
So it's 2.9 at the moment, and Jetson will know that. He knows he's got to just keep within the gap.
Speaking of penalties, I'll have a look through.
Yes.
Cadia Foil also has a 3-second penalty, but otherwise it's been a very clean race.
Which is very surprising because I have Ben runs wide at turn 6. So I have seen a few drivers track extending and just turning in a little bit too early and picking up
Maybe
what would possibly be a corner cut.
Being a little bit kind today.
Possibly. So again, we'll have to see at the end of the race.
Penske taking a very, very tight line into turn 1. It's worked quite well for him.
He's still got Zombie right on his exhaust pipe. And all this battling
Richie
is
and Conrad
slowing.
have swapped positions.
Yeah,
Conrad's pitted, that's why.
All this battling is slowing them down because Neon and Poms are closing that gap.
And quite
Zombie,
rapidly
last
as well.
moment. There's contact. Yeah, he's turned him round. He's turned him round. Credit to Zombie. He got off the pedal. Let him through. Hasn't taken the position, but amateur mistake there. He just went last moment, and I think
very
Penske was,
Verstappen-esque move there.
well, Penske was just starting to turn in, so it was just
Exactly
very,
the same as Verstappen and Vettel.
it's just poorly timed there, unfortunately. Their battle resumes. Poms and Neon just got a free
and I'd
kick
say
there.
he's got a bit of front wing damage.
Handball free
Absolutely.
kick.
Poms and Neon, that's exactly what they would have been looking for.
Oh, Zombie,
Just something like that.
Zombie actually might have escaped front wing damage. Front wing looks okay.
Front wing looks okay, but don't forget what this game's like.
Game
You
can
only
be
need a touch of...
a bit
You don't even
dodgy.
need to be able to see the front wing damage to have a dead front wing, so...
That's right.
And I mean, he's struggled onto the straight, so...
Back up to the front, and Jetson's just fallen outside that 3-second gap, just slightly.
Oh! Penske's run wide at the hairpin. This is where we can gauge whether... He doesn't appear to have any front wing damage, actually, judging by that final corner. So... And he's right back on the back of Penske. Penske won't be happy about that though, because he had 2 points in the bag, and now they're gone.
That's right. He's going to have to fight very hard to get back into the 10, and he's going to have to pass his teammate. So Ryan at the front is 3 seconds ahead. He's done a very good job to pull away from his teammate.
Absolutely, because they were right on each other. And Gordon has fussed up the race. And New Zealand must have been lapping very quickly because Warden's maintained the gap to Tim McMahon as well, so...
Consistently as well, you've got to remember
Exactly.
These guys are very consistent, and Ryan looks like he's doing an exemplary job today. To get back on the top step, put in a brilliant lap in quali.
This is definitely his claim to say that he's back.
Well, he needs it. Again, remember everyone reduced 15-round calendar this year, running off a somewhat varied, obviously, 2018 calendar copy. Of course, we don't have France, so it's 15 rounds. You don't have much time to have a few bad results.
Time at all. Absolutely not.
Got to keep banking those points. So this gap looks like it's settled. Warden's having a lot of oversteer moments, trying to push very hard. 3.6 at the moment. Ben is solid in third at the moment. He's pulled a 4-second gap. So he's just knuckled down.
He's gained a little bit on Warden that lap. He's gained about 6/10 on him.
He's still a fair way behind though, but credit to him, he's knuckled down and he's pushing on. Jetson
6/10 isn't going to be enough per lap, but
Jetsons will be
solid.
Trying to bring that gap back down. And Aito's not looking too bad either in 5th. He's keeping Jetson honest.
He's certainly well placed if anyone makes a mistake.
That's exactly what I was just about to say.
He'll be the first up the inside.
Jetson doesn't want to make any mistakes. Jared's having a quiet race in 6th. Owens is in 7th on season debut. Of course, didn't
Very
partake in the
mature
first
race,
2 rounds.
as I would expect from him.
He's done a very good job. Neon and Poms fighting
they're
away
still
for 9th.
at it. And then the battle for 11th and 12th still also going on. Still very close there as well. They've just swapped ways around. Mitchie and Zedona are right on each other now as well.
Zombie will be pretty disappointed that he's the Ferrari driver and second Ferrari driver, and he hasn't been able to finish in the points. He knows he needs to do that too. As he locks up, goes very deep. He just tried too hard under brakes to gain the gap, and that makes it's going to make that gap get even bigger. And I was going to say
very easy on the brakes behind Zedona.
I was going to say that
he's spinning out the Renault this late in the race.
I was going to say that Zombie be very disappointed. So obviously, constructors' points are your secondary aim in this championship.
That's a very cheeky line there from Mitchie.
This
Don't know
battle
whether
for
he was
14th.
taking that wide line to. I doubt he would have been trying to gain an advantage there, but that's kind of what it looked like to me. Because he didn't look at all like making the corner.
Dona's a bit wide. They're locked wheels into turn 3.
Did well to get out of that because it's so easy to just lock the wheels together and not be able to get out of it.
Mitchie looks like he's much quicker at the moment. He's going to put it down the inside.
Absolutely.
Possibly. Covered the line well. Exodona.
Exodona struggled all race, I think.
Conrad
just for pace and stability.
Rear
stability especially.
Conrad's going to get lapped here as we speak. But does the right thing, gets out of the way. And he's having a pretty eventful, quiet race at the back. So
sometimes you just got to lick that stamp and send it.
Again, it's settled down at the moment. There's not too much happening on the track. Poms is still trying to find a way past Neon. Close in the braking zone, but not close enough.
Oh, Zombie Hunter sent it down the inside of Penske. Not quite close enough though. Didn't quite have the overlap he needed.
Penske fighting hard.
Meanwhile, Mitchie's gone down the inside of Zedona. Forced him wide, though Zedona might actually have it on the... Nope, Mitchie's got it on the curve there.
Well,
Mitchie once again going very wide.
Credit to Penske and Zombie though, they're still battling. And they're battling fair.
Exactly.
So, of course, Zombie will be very frustrated. He looks like he's got more car pace, but Penske's entitled to defend his line.
And Penske's always been a very good defender. He's frustrating to be stuck
again,
behind. Oh, another dive.
He
just managed to pull it up this time.
He had to shallow his line there as well, Zombie. So, and he's actually looking a bit worse for wear on fuel than Penske. Penske's got a lot of fuel in reserve. Probably saving that for down the straights and that. Oh, Poms just made a mistake. Poms just made a little mistake. On the change of direction into double lefts. Chambers says, who made the undercut? Neon or Poms? I believe it was Neon. He pitted second beforehand.
Yeah, it was
These
Neon.
two are both on the two-stop.
Yeah, Neon pitted, I think, lap 18 and Poms lap 19. No, it was a bit... I think Neon was lap 16 and Poms lap 17. Actually, I'll have a look for you in the race director.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Neon pitted first.
Neon certainly pitted the lap before. Yeah, so Neon pitted on lap 15 and Poms on lap 16.
Poms and Zombie. Zombie finally gets the move done out of the hairpin. Oh, that's been a long time overdue, but Penske's still fighting hard.
Neon also got a very slidey exit.
Looks like Zombie's just
HO's
pulled a little gap.
Just while I'm at it, one to watch maybe in the next couple of laps is HO. Although he's just lost half a second as I say that.
Put the mockers on
He
him.
had gained quite a bit on Jetson, so he might be one to watch it for the coming laps, the closing laps.
Ben looks safe on a podium. He's got the gap back to 7.6. Jetson's fallen off a lot.
New Zealand Ryan though, he's
HO.
I don't know what they put in the water in New Zealand, but he's had 2 incredible comebacks in Australia and Bahrain, and this race he's just demolished the pack.
Oh, he's put his stamp on it. And this is what he's been doing all of these last couple of seasons, whether it be AOR or, you know, TOR.
SRL.
He's really putting his name down, and again heading into the back end of the season. Of course, results going his way. Hopefully, we could have a 3-way championship fight. Hopefully, obviously Warden has got to be able to
got a bad exit.
match the pace of his teammate. Back down the grid to these battles for
there as well.
the points-paying positions. Poms has really caught up.
Penske's got back past Zombie Hunter, so
That battle rages on. Poms is looking really threatening here. On Neon. Neon just looks like he's struggling a bit wide into 3. Poms is
very brave move around the outside.
A bit of an outside line. Can he get the grip?
Bit of a slide on the exit, but he's
Poms
held on
close.
just. He might send it.
Put it down the inside.
Has he?
They give each other room.
He's pulled it up just. Only just
Neon
gave each other.
Just got a bit of exit. A little bit of contact. Neon, it really looks like Neon's struggling. This is really strange.
I think he's just overdriving it, as we were saying with Tim at Marduk earlier. He's just driving it too hard into the corners. But he's just able to get good enough exits to keep Poms behind. Warden's dropped to 5th. He's had to pit.
Warden's pitted. What has happened
that.
there?
I can't believe we missed that. Warden's had to pit.
What has happened here? This throws a whole new spanner in the works. Warden.
Whether lapped cars got in his way?
Possibly. I know he was sort of struggling to get past Conrad.
No, lap cars weren't affected because Conrad's a long way behind. That being... Oh no, Conrad's only there. It could have been Conrad. He could have struggled with Conrad. Although, who knows?
This is
right
really
on the back of HO, so...
This is
and
really
Jared's
interesting.
right on the back of Warden, so... That's such a shame, because Warden raced so well all race.
Yeah, and HO is...
He was just comfortably in second there.
HO's...
Just doing what he needed to do.
HO's closed the gap to Jetson.
Suddenly Jetson's found himself on the podium. And as I said, I said to watch HO.
Chamber 36, possibly commenting that maybe his tyres were dying. Mitchie gets a 3-second time penalty. So drivers pushing the last...
getting out of the way very smartly of both Warden and Jared.
Drivers pushing hard in the last couple of laps here.
I think Warden's got the measure on Jared. HO right on the back of Jetson here. They'll fight really hard now because HO's now got a sniff of a podium, and Jetson will want this podium, and he will do everything to hold on to it. He had a very good fight back last week, and he also had a very good fight back in Australia. I think he got driver of the day both times. So
yeah, that is correct. So HO with a sniff here. His first podium. A couple of disappointing results so far. Getting caught up in incidents in Australia on lap 1. What can he do? Can he bridge the gap? Looks like possibly Jetson's tyres are dying as well. Maybe he's just gone too hard, too early.
HO certainly has the pace at this stage in the race.
Yeah, definitely.
DRC Jared seems to be very, very strong in the first sector compared to Warden. Warden just has the measure in the second sector, but Jared is always right on the back of Warden in that first sector.
I'm really...
At the end of that first sector.
Really wondering...
Oh, Zombie and Penske have locked horns again.
I'm really wondering why...
There's just so much action in the field.
Warden has had to pit here, side by side to the last corner for Penske and Zombie, and Matt's really getting close to these guys as well.
Penske will not let Zombie get past.
Credit, he's driving very well.
Absolutely. HO coming at Jetson down the back straight. Jetson weaving to try to break the slipstream. Though I think that might be hindering him as HO, does he put the dive on? Not quite.
Not quite close enough.
Close enough this lap. So, as I said to watch him, as I said, not as I said, there's still one lap to go, so anything's possible yet. There's still a whole lap to go.
14.8 seconds of a lead that Ryan has, and he's looking quite comfortable. He's got a lot of fuel in reserve.
HO's looking really racy.
2 laps to go at this stage. Jetson and HO.
Jetson.
HO will want this pretty bad. He hasn't had much luck in league racing recently.
I think he'll be happy whether he gets 3rd or 4th here.
HO go really
right
deep.
On the back of Jetson again. And very clean on exit again.
He's giving Jetson a real miracle here.
Straight on exit.
He's just letting him know, I'm still here. You don't want to make a mistake.
You run wide, I'm going to be on your inside. You go too shallow, I'll be on your outside. Ready to punish no matter what.
Jetson's got to hit every apex and every braking zone like his life depends on it here.
That being said, Jetson's still doing a very good job of hitting those. Every braking zone, every apex. Sedona just gets himself a 3-second penalty. Been a very clean race on the penalties so far.
The penalties,
Because only got 4 3-second time penalties. HO's got a very good run onto the straight here. Jetson will be straight onto that inside. He will not want HO going down the inside. That being said, holding it around the outside has seemed to be the way to go because you get a squarer exit.
He's moved in the braking zone, and I don't know about that. I think he moved once. That was okay.
Got a yellow flag
into the pits. I'm not sure what that's about. Sector 3s. It could be just someone getting out of the way, possibly.
Possibly.
HO is all over Jetson.
For the start of the final lap now.
He's run wide. He didn't have the better line. Just was a bit too hot into the first corner.
That being said, he hasn't lost much time.
Sedona's out.
Sedona's gone.
What has happened here?
He's gone straight on.
Well, that is at
He's
the
gone
hairpin.
straight on. That's deliberate. That's deliberate.
I possibly
There's
think
no
that
way
could be.
like that.
I'll have to find out some info on that one. But HO is trying to get back on.
There was one lap less. There was one lap more than I thought. I mucked up there.
So Jetson's looking very vulnerable in terms of fuel. HO is well positioned here.
Not much better. He's got enough to run to the end though.
It's better positioned. Can't take our eyes off this battle for 3rd.
And we've also got the back markers as well.
There's a lapped car in the way as well.
That car, I believe. That's
Cadia Foil, I think.
Cadia Foil, oh, he's back.
Jetson's had a swapper.
It was AO.
Jetson's had a swapper onto the back straight. And HO's really well positioned.
Cadia Foil, he'll need to get out of the way here.
Jetson's going to keep it down the inside though. They turn.
Oh, there's contact. That was fair. That was fair ball from Jetson. Wide. He was fair enough up the inside.
Credit to New Zealand Ryan. He's won the race and exemplary performance.
Brilliant race.
Oh, there's chaos on the front straight. Tyre. Where's it? Oh,
I don't think.
Debris everywhere.
Zombie Hunter was already across the line. So
Warden did the fastest lap of the race on the last lap.
This is going to be interesting to see. Oh, Neon's gone straight ahead. He only had 3 corners to hold it for, and he's gone straight ahead. turn 10, 11.
So Poms has got 9th.
Rather.
Penske's just too far back,
Neon
unfortunately.
will not be happy with himself there. I reckon Penske and Zombie might have got together again.
So
Alex
we've had a very interesting...
Has held on. He's held on for 9th place there. That was great driving from him just to stick there. He didn't. You don't have to make the move. You just got to keep the pressure on, and that's exactly what he did.
Great fighting drive from him. Neon comes home in 10th.
Neon won't be too happy with himself, but
Penske will finish 11th, and I think we have to give our driver of the day to him. He made up the most positions off his starting position, and he raced really well.
That being said, who was it? Someone else also made up 6 positions, so...
Could have been Jared, you're
Not,
thinking?
who finished ahead of him? Jared, yes. Jared also raced well, and you can't not keep New Zealand Ryan in that either, because he drove a spectacular race. Even though it didn't appear spectacular, it was a brilliant performance just to be able to just drive away like that and be pulling away from Warden even, who's dominated the championship so far.
Yeah.
Warden's not happy with that. He's left.
So, an interesting race. Ryan wins it. Team at Marduk comes second. Jetson finished on the podium, fought off the Red Bull of HO. Really good drive from those two. Warden finished 5th after a late pit stop. Unfortunate for him. Jared 6th. A good race from him. 7th is Owens. Roscoe 8th. Poms 9th. Good drive from him. Neon 10th. Penske 11th. Another good drive from him. Matt, Mitchie, Conrad, Zombie, and Catifoil and Accidona was DNF. Well, what a finish to that race.
Absolutely brilliant race. Once again, treated to an absolute
Classic.
thriller.
Classic, yeah, thriller.
Even though the battles weren't quite up the front like they have been the last few races.
Yeah, no, that's right.
We were treated to a couple of reels with Penske, Sedona, and Matt, and also Poms and Neon. So certainly can't complain about that race and that finishing battle between HO and Jetson. Absolute spectacle to watch.
Where is he? Down the bottom there. We'll get these guys in for the podium interviews.
Didn't take them long.
Well, we'll get them underway. So, Ryan, congratulations. Your first win of the season, and an important message you've sent there as defending series champion to just put your stamp on this race and just drive away from the rest of the field.
Cheers. Yeah, it was pretty nice to be holding off Warden because he's been the man to beat the last few weeks.
Absolutely, you just drove away from him.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you'd be able to give us a bit of an insight, but what happened there at the end with Warden pitting? I know you're his teammate and you keep in contact during the race.
I believe he pit too early and his front left was stuffed.
Kaput. Fair enough. Unfortunate for him.
Yeah.
But again, yourself, hopefully you're wanting to continue these results into the rest of the championship.
Yeah. Winning's nice. Yeah. GG to Jetson on his first podium there, I must say.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll come to him in a second, but Team at Marduk, congratulations, another podium. Really consistent at this point, but just can't seem to beat those Pink Panthers.
Thank you, Mr. Cricketer. It was a pretty good day, I suppose. Pace I think no consistency wasn't there. I was a bit all over the place in the first stint. I don't know if you caught it, but I got a puncture out of the final second last corner.
Oh,
At the end of this first stint, and I lost a bit of time there.
so that's where you lost that time.
Yeah, I got it all changed, and they got me back out in front of Jetson. But yeah, GG's to Ryan. Jetson keeping me honest, especially in that first stint, and definitely deserved the podium today.
Well done indeed. And anything you wanted to add, Fish? Sorry.
No, all I had to say was very close between you and Jetson in that first stint, obviously. I was wondering what happened, because you just dropped off the face of the earth, and then you seemed to have the gap between yourself and Warden, like, it wasn't increasing or decreasing, so it just puzzled me a little bit as to how you could lose all that time suddenly. But now we obviously know.
I think I just overstepped the mark in the first stint from like lap 5
Yep.
onwards. And then I got like a corner cutting penalty. I was just overdriving a little bit. Reined it in, especially for the second stint, knowing that I had the puncture. So I tried to look after the rear tyres, and that actually made me faster. So, yeah.
Same as last week, you must have been listening to me there.
Oh, well done again, Ben.
Yeah.
And Jetson F1, congratulations. Your first podium of the season, and is the first podium in league racing? Am I correct?
No.
No? Oh, well, we all make mistakes, but congratulations. Good race. You were pretty close at the start, obviously, with Ben, as we were just saying, and then a tasty little battle in the last few laps with HO.
Yeah, I felt pretty comfortable straight away, so I pushed the car, but unfortunately towards the end, I just had to save fuel for like 5 laps. I was going into lean, and that's why HO got close to me. I felt I had pace over him, and I could have just maintained the 2-second gap, but I don't know why my fuel went down so fast, but yeah, I'm glad to get on the podium
because you had
in SRL.
I know you had two at around the first pit stops. You were about 2 laps up, so
it just disappeared. I was like, okay.
Yep. Obviously, we've seen 2 recovery drives from yourself in Australia and Bahrain, and obviously with the qualifying, you've managed to give yourself a decent chance at a result, and you've done that. Probably a question to all 3 of you guys as well, heading to Baku next week, the scene of many dramas and chaos. How do you think you guys will manage that?
Yuck.
Not hit the wall.
Do not like at all.
I
But
think it'll just be like a survival kind of race.
yes.
street
Monaco.
Kind
tracks
of
always
like
seem to
those
be
kind
online.
of races. And I've only done 1 league race around there ever, and I was pretty strong there in pace wise, so we'll see
Won't
how
have
it
any
goes. But
safety
yeah.
car restart problems.
Oh yes.
Yeah, unfortunately. But yeah, well, congratulations to you guys, and we'll see you 3 again next week. And thank you everyone for watching. It's Baku next week for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix on the same weekend